Imagine sitting at your grandparents' table, the smell of cornbread fresh out of the oven, beans simmering slow on the stove, and fried catfish crackling in the pan. Each dish had a story, each ingredient a reason, and today we're taking a journey back in time to uncover 25 lost African American recipes that your grandparents knew. Before we dive into these delicious historical tales, please hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of The Power of History. Also stick around till the end because we've got a special treat for all our subscribers. Now, let's roll up our sleeves, put on some old school tunes, and get cooking. Number 1. Collard greens. Picture this, a big pot of collard greens boiled slow with just the right amount of seasoning. Back in the day, collard greens were more than just a side dish. They were a source of comfort when times were tough and the plate was often bare. My grandmother always said that greens were a symbol of resilience and that every bite carried a story of survival and heritage. Number 2. Cornbread. Remember the golden glow of cornbread fresh out of the oven? This classic side dish wasn't just cheap and filling, it turned humble cornmeal into a taste of home. It was a staple that echoed through generations, reminding us of simpler times and the warmth of family. Number 3. Black-eyed peas. More than just a tasty dish, black-eyed peas held a special place in our culinary traditions. They were cooked for hope, for prosperity, and to bring good luck to those who ate them. Every spoonful was a wish for better days ahead, a tradition passed down from our ancestors who knew the power of a hopeful meal. Number 4. Fried catfish. When the fish was fresh caught and the seasoning just right, fried catfish was more than a meal, it was a celebration. In the days when money was tight and meat was hard to come by, fried catfish was a crispy, golden reminder that joy could be found in the simplest of catches. Number 5. Sweet potatoes. From baked to mashed or fried, sweet potatoes were a comforting sight on the table. Not only were they naturally sweet and versatile, but they were also filling and cheap, helping families keep their bellies full during hard times. Grandma always said there's a reason sweet potatoes became a staple, and I think it's because no matter how tough things get, a little sweetness and warmth can make all the difference. Number 6. Okra stew. Imagine a thick, hearty stew with okra as its heart. In a time when every meal needed to stretch and feed many mouths, okra stews were a lifesaver. They took humble ingredients and turned them into feasts, proving that a little bit of cooking magic could go a long way. Number 7. Biscuits. The aroma of homemade biscuits baking in the oven was a promise of warmth and comfort. Even when times were tough and flour and lard were all that was on hand, these soft, fluffy wonders never failed to bring a smile to our faces. It was a reminder that even with the simplest of ingredients, love could be baked into every bite. Number 8. Molasses bread. In the days when sugar was a luxury, molasses bread was a poor man's sweetener. This dark, dense bread turned the humble kitchen into a bakery, filling it with the rich aroma of caramelized flavors. Each slice was a testament to resourcefulness and the African American spirit of turning what little you have into something strong and sweet. Number 9. Chitlins, pig intestines. Every part of the pig was important, and chitlins were a way to honor that. Back then, nothing went to waste, and what some might consider a delicacy was actually a necessity. It was a reminder that hunger does not discriminate and that every part of an animal can become a meal if you know how to prepare it. Number 10. Hog maw. Hog maw might sound unusual today, but back in the day, it was a way to turn tough cuts of meat into something tender and delicious. My grandmother always said that a little bit of cooking magic could make even the toughest morsel of meat melt in your mouth, and hog maw was the perfect example of that. Number 11. Red beans and rice. This classic dish is a direct descendant of West African cooking. It's a tribute to our ancestors who carried their culinary traditions across the ocean and into new lands. Red beans and rice is more than a meal. It's a link to our cultural roots and a celebration of the strength and resourcefulness of our heritage. Number 12. Turnip greens. Turnip greens might not have been the most exciting vegetable, but they were a staple in our meals. Slow, cooked and seasoned just right, they became a bitter but filling addition to our plates. In the days when food was scarce, they were a reminder that sustenance didn't have to be fancy, just nourishing. Number 13. Peanut stew. Long before peanut butter was a household staple, peanuts were used to create rich and flavorful stews. This dish was likely inspired by African cooking traditions and brought to life by our ancestors who used peanuts as a nutty, creamy way to add protein and flavor to their meals. It's a testament to the creativity and resourcefulness that has always defined African American cooking. Number 14. Rice and gravy. In a world where meat was sometimes a luxury, rice and gravy was a hearty and filling meal. It might have been simple, but it was a true crowd pleaser. This classic dish was a comforting sight on the table, promising a warm and satisfying meal that could stick to your ribs and fill your belly when times were tough. Number 15. Candied yams. Life wasn't all hard work and no play. Occasionally, there was room for a little sweetness. Candied yams, with their sweetened roots and caramelized goodness, were a rare treat that brought a smile to our faces and a touch of joy to the table. They were a reminder that even in hard times, a little bit of sweetness could go a long way. Number 16. Hoppin' John. This lucky dish of peas, rice, and pork was more than just a meal. It was a symbol of hope. Hoppin' John was a testament to our ancestors' resourcefulness and their ability to find joy and optimism even in the toughest of times. Each bite was a prayer for a better tomorrow, a wish for prosperity in the year ahead. Number 17. Fried chicken. When families could finally afford it, fried chicken was a cause for celebration. The golden, crispy bird seasoned to perfection was a Sunday best kind of meal that made us feel like the luckiest kids around. It was a treat that brought everyone together and created memories that lasted a lifetime. Number 18. Mustard greens. In the hard winters, mustard greens were a common sight on our tables. These bitter greens, softened by time and a little bit of spice, were a staple that reminded us of the resilience of our heritage. Even in the harshest of seasons, there was a way to find nourishment and warmth. Number 19. Homemade syrup cookies. Sugar might have been hard to come by, but that didn't stop us from finding ways to add a little sweetness to our lives. These cookies made with molasses instead of sugar were a special treat. The aroma of baking cookies sweetened with syrup filled our homes with warmth and the promise of a special snack. It was a reminder that even in hard times, a little bit of sweetness could make all the difference. Number 20. Ham hocks with beans. Ham hocks were more than just a cut of meat. They were a way to stretch meals and make them last. Smoked, salty, and packed with flavor, these ham hocks were simmered low and slow, transforming into a smoky, savory broth that became the base for hearty stews. Number 21. Corn pudding. In the days when corn was in abundance, corn pudding was a must. This warm, sweet, and creamy dish turned simple corn into a comforting delight. It was a side dish that stole the show, proving that sometimes the humblest of ingredients could create the most heartwarming meals. Number 22. Field peas. Fresh from the garden, field peas were a summer staple. These green peas were boiled slow, seasoned with care, and served as a taste of sunshine in every bite. They were a reminder of the importance of fresh, wholesome food and the joy of a simple, well-cooked meal. Number 23. Fried okra. Before okra became a grocery store staple, it was a backyard treasure. Fried okra turned this humble vegetable into something special. Crispy on the outside and tender within, each bite was a burst of flavor that made okra a beloved addition to our meals. Number 24. Gumbo. Gumbo is a true melting pot of flavors, a testament to the diverse cultures that have come together to create this iconic dish. With its rich, spicy, and soul-satisfying goodness, gumbo is more than a meal. It's a celebration of African American heritage and a reminder of the resilience and resourcefulness of our ancestors. Number 25. Sweet Potato Pie. No Thanksgiving was complete without sweet potato pie. This decadent dessert was a blend of sweet, creamy goodness that brought back childhood memories and filled our hearts with warmth. It was a dish that spoke of family, tradition, and the love that bound us together. As we reminisce about these timeless recipes, we can't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude for our ancestors who not only survived, but thrived in the face of adversity. Their resourcefulness, creativity, and sheer determination to create something beautiful out of the simplest of ingredients continue to inspire us today. These recipes are more than just food. They tell the story of resilience, of grandparents who turned scraps into meals and hunger into hope. And now it's time for you to share your stories. Which dish do you think your grandparents would have cooked? Drop your answer in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. If you love discovering these forgotten foods and the stories behind them, stay with me here on Power of History. Subscribe and never miss an episode. Until next time, keep cooking up history in your own kitchens, and remember that every recipe has a story worth remembering.